Hello everyone, welcome to the SI UK India webinar. Thank you for joining us. We are now live with Durham University. Today we have Camila with us. She will be taking us through this webinar. Will answer all the questions after the presentation during the Q&A session. So let's start the webinar. Over to you, Camila.
Thank you. I'll just share my screen.
Yes.
Right. Here we go. Is that working? Can you guys see that? Can you please tell me?
Yeah, we can see that, Camilla. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. Thanks for coming to talk to us about the Maths of Data Science here at Durham University. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of the 6 streams we have for MDS. Then I'll hand over to Catherine to talk about life in Durham, and Pooja to talk about entry requirements and how to apply to Durham. Then we can talk us and your questions about the course and other things about life in Durham more generally. So I'm Camila Caiado. I'm a professor in statistics here in Durham. In a second, I'm going to give a short introduction to the whole team as part of MDS. Primarily, we're focused on the 6 streams for MDS. There will be a 7th stream coming next year. So if you're planning to potentially, you're still thinking about whether you want to come to Durham, next year we'll have a heritage stream as well. But for this, starting in 2024, we have the main MDS, which is the biggest cohort we've got, digital humanities, then health, social analytics, earth and environment, bioinformatics, and biological modeling. So I'll quickly introduce the team. Some of them are here with me today. Others, you're welcome to contact us and we'll set up one-to-one conversations or chats with them to answer more detailed questions about streams. So first one is me. I'm the director for interdisciplinary PhD programs in the Faculty of Science, and in particular, I'm the director for the Maths of Data Science. We've got Alex here in the call today. He's our learning and teaching manager, so leading the operations for the degree. Audrey Borum, she's our learning and teaching coordinator, making sure everyone stays happy and well organized throughout the degree. And we've got 5 stream leads, one for each stream. So John Lee Liu, he's the lead for the MDS Bioinformatics and Biological Modeling. He's a professor in biosciences. Peter Hesling, who's a professor in classics and an expert in digital humanities, leading digital humanities. Fred Worrell, he's professor in earth sciences. He leads the MDS Earth and Environment. Jen Badhan, she's based in sociology and leads MDS Health. And Juraj Medzorski, he leads social analytics. He's based in the School of Government and International Affairs here in Durham. So the reason I'm mentioning everyone's department is so you can see that data science doesn't live just in one place. My home department is the maths department. We have people from computer science and maths doing the core teaching of the module, but we have data scientists in all departments in the university that contribute to the teaching and to the research projects more broadly. So Durham is trying to build a culture of data science that doesn't live just in one department. So I'll talk through the course. So this is a piece of feedback that we've received from one of our digital humanities students that had done classics before they came to MDS. The intention of the MDS is to cater both to people that have they haven't seen maths for a long time or have not tried any coding, all the way up to people that might have already quite a bit of maths and computer science in their background, but not the data science element of it. The core modules for all streams include Introduction to Computer Science, Introduction to Mathematics for Data Science, Introduction to Statistics for Data Science, I'll talk about those three first before talking about the last two. So if you already have either computer science or maths in your background, you won't need to take the equivalent modules. We'll review your transcripts and make sure that you are taking all the modules that are more suitable for you. Introduction to Computer Science is taught in Python, so we do require you to have a foundation in Python if you want to skip that module. Introduction to Maths for Data Science, that's normally covering calculus, linear algebra, differential equations, and a few other methods. So if you have already done that in your previous degree, which is quite common in Indian schools, we might be able to give you a concession to not have to take that module. Introduction to Statistics is not negotiable, even if you have already done stats before, because here we frame stats in the framework for data science. So even though you might have seen some of the methods that we teach there before, the context will be different to what you see here. Then you have a series of other modules that are associated to each stream. And then when you're getting close to the end of the academic year, as the Easter term starts, you're going to do a module called Critical Perspectives in Data Science. By that point, your project topic would have been allocated. You're going to bring the information that you have received from your supervisor to this module, and you're going to work on your literature review, ethics assessments, and other things. And you're going to build the foundations of your project in a very intense 4-week project led by anthropology. And then you start your data science research project, and you have just under 3 months to complete the work on the project by September of the following year. So we'll talk about the project a little bit later. So if we go to the specific streams, so the main MDS G5K823, there's no bracket after it, no stream. The focus is on training future leads for data sciences. So we have a module in strategic leadership that's delivered by the business school, where you're being trained on how to both lead a team of data scientists, but also how to communicate data science across different areas, because the main part about becoming a data scientist isn't necessarily the methods, but it's how do you communicate data science to people that don't have a data science foundation, and how do you influence the strategy and decisions that are made, for example, in a business or government policy and so on. So learning how to communicate what you produce is very important. Of course, you do all the fun stuff as well, like machine learning, text mining, programming for data science, ethics and bias in data science, which is actually a really big topic at the moment, especially with generative AI coming full force. So, for example, what's the legality and the ethics around generative AI in journalism or law and so on. Then you can also take data exploration, visualization, and supervised learning, multi-level modeling, and we have a range of other modules available that you can take. So here we're just going through the highlights. We'll put on the chat later the links to the faculty handbook with the program descriptions if you haven't seen that yet. Then on Digital Humanities, it's a similar program, but we have a capstone module on Digital Humanities Practice and Theory that runs throughout the whole year, where you get to see how different data science techniques, particular machine learning type methods applied to the arts, to text mining, languages, and more broadly, quite a big focus on generative AI at the moment. So, for example, how do you train a neural network? How do you train an LLM to be able to produce interesting outputs, but also to try to understand how different potential art trends emerge, or text writing styles, and so on. The other module to highlight here on this list is computer music. Durham has one of the biggest groups in computer music in the UK, split between computer science and the music department. In the UK, no, actually in the world, we've recruited a few more people. So there are very few other universities with as many people specialized in computer music as we do. Then we have qualitative approach to digital humanities that's delivered by the English department. data science applications and archaeology, which will become core to the heritage stream that comes next year. Then we have MDS Health. The two core modules for that will be health informatics and clinical intelligence, and models and methods for health data science. Health informatics is delivered by Jan Badhan, the stream lead in sociology. Models and methods for health data science is delivered by the maths department. And you have a selection of other modules. The one I'll highlight here from the list below is computational social sciences. If you're interested in simulating populations, agent-based type models, that's the module to go for, because you start to learn about it in the context of policy making, not just the simulation work. Then we have social analytics, where the core modules are full stack research design and causal inference, programming for data science as well, but the two main modules are the top two. So the focus there is broader than health in the terms of policy making, and particularly around causal inference. So how do you influence policy how do you influence the social science more broadly with your data science skills. And then we have bioinformatics and biological modeling. So the core module that to highlight here is bioinformatics. So there's no assumption that you have a bio background to do this module. The biosciences colleagues will build you up from scratch, essentially, with techniques and potential lab work that's necessary, so you can understand all the techniques needed. And you have a special optional module, modeling molecular biology, especially if you're interested in simulation of biological modelings. That's the place to go. And if you want to have a go in using high performance computers in that context as well. Then we have Earth and environment. Data analysis, space-time, so quite a big focus on time series analysis and GIS spatial analysis. GIS, which is now high in demand in the market, especially if you use things like Google Earth Engine or ArcGIS. That's where you see it in the context of data science here. And then data science applications in earth sciences, taking the techniques you've seen in all other modules and applying to some interesting things. And then I'll hand over to Catherine to talk about life in Durham.
Thank you, Camilla. Okay, if we can just move across to the next slide, please. Okay, so yeah, welcome to Durham. Durham University is a world top 100 university. So it's currently ranked 78th according to the QS World Rankings for 2023. We've got 17 distinctive college communities, so 17 different places where you can live as part of your PG programme. Some of those communities are specific to PG students as well. We're the third oldest university in England, founded in 1832, so soon to be celebrating 200 years here in Durham. We've got staff and students from over 120 countries, so we really are a global community and we offer a really diverse experience. So if you come to Durham, you'll meet students and staff from across the world that are all studying and working here. We have really strong industrial links, so we work with some really big organisations and partners across the region and more so across the UK, so companies like Procter & Gamble and Atom Bank, and they help us and help you with excellent employability opportunities. So like Camilla's talked about there slightly, when we're doing projects and things, there's a lot to work on there. In terms of our location, well, like I say, we're a historic city in Durham. It's very compact yet very varied, so it's easy to get around. We've got lots of things to do in terms of culture and sports. So Durham County Cricket Club is only about 6 minutes by train up in Chesterley Street, so we often get lots of international cricket matches there. Lots of places to eat and meet up with friends. So in terms of travel times, so if you want to go up to Newcastle, that's only 12 minutes on the train. Down at London is only 3 hours. Up to Edinburgh is just short of 2 hours. And across to Manchester, if we've got any big football fans or anybody that wants to experience a different city to those of Edinburgh and London, we're only about 2.5 hours from Manchester. So really well positioned to take on board everything that the UK has got to offer. Our city itself offers world-class education and living. So Durham is a safe city. It's very beautiful, very historic. It's home to a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So Durham Castle is actually owned by Durham University and forms part of that World Heritage Site, along with the Durham Cathedral. You can walk pretty much anywhere within 30 minutes. So whether that's from the campus to the town or the town out to your college and accommodation. So really, really easy to get around. There's also really good public transport with buses that take you right around the city centre as well. And we're surrounded by countryside. So you might be in the city centre, but within 5 minutes, you can be walking out in fields. We've got the river that runs right through the city centre. So lots of lovely countryside and outdoor space to enjoy. Yeah, see if the video works, Camilla.
Sorry.
Yeah, the video just gives you a little bit of an understanding of what it's like to live and to be in Durham. In terms of what we offer as a university, so we've got hundreds and hundreds of different activities and events for you to get involved in while you're here. So we have over 200 student societies to join. So they can be things from sport to music, theatre, volunteering. Over 85% of our students are involved in one of those or more of those activities. Last year we were Sports University of the Year as well, so lots to go at, especially in terms of wider student experience. So 86 different music societies for you to join and over 700 college sports teams across 18 different sports. So it doesn't matter what your level is or whether you're an experienced player or just starting out, you've got loads of different opportunities to get involved in that wider experience. But we'll also support you as well. So lots of different teams are here to help support you when you arrive and throughout your study with us. So like I said, from you before you get here and throughout your study with us, we can help with immigration, we can help with healthcare and GP services, we can help with finance, student wellbeing is really, really important to us. So we've got a brand new student wellbeing programme and student wellbeing hub. We offer a range of counselling services. So if there's anything that you need to talk about or anyone that you want to see, we can help you with that. We also offer chaplaincy and faith services and have a really strong equality, diversity and inclusion team who again can just help support you while you're studying here, not just around academic study, but while you're living here in Durham as well. We're here to help you through anything that you need support with. Okay, and I think now over to Pooja, who's going to talk you through the entry requirements.
Hello everyone, Namaste from Durham, and I would like to cover the part about entry requirements. I am Pooja Nalavde, Faculty International Development Manager. So to get onto our programs, MDS programs, you will require a 3-year or a 4-year professional bachelor's degree with a minimum of 60%. And you can have this degree in any subjects. It is not mandatory for you to have very strong data science component. So So you can come from a background in social sciences, arts and humanities, business, or sciences. You would also need to
Has Pooja lost audio?
overall with no element less than 6 bands, and the equivalent for TOEFL is 102 in IBT and no less than 23 in independent modules. I hope I was clear enough. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Stop sharing now. Thanks very much. So can you take over, Yukti?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for giving us this insightful presentation. Now time for Q&A session. I will help you call out the questions from the YouTube chat box. So the first question is, what support services are available for students such as academic, advising, career counseling, or networking events?
So we'll start with the last one. So networking events. So one of the services we have here is a very good careers service. There'll be support for how to build your CV, how to essentially present yourself during interviews. They also organize a big range of fairs throughout the year that with employers of different sizes, SMEs and multinationals, and some of them will be focused in different areas as well. So you can go to the one you think it's most interesting to you. So those are university-wide events. The student union also organizes a few that will be interesting to most of you, as well as departments and faculties. And then for MDS exclusively, we organize talks where we bring past students to talk about their experience on applying for jobs, how it's like with their current employer, what's the day-to-day life of a data scientist. And we also bring industrial partners to talk to the students. And if a student comes to us with a specific interest, we also try to build a connection and support them through that process. So that's the networking side of things for MDS. There's also the networking side you see within colleges. So we strongly recommend that you engage with your college. All colleges run events for students, and it's your first networking opportunity with people from different backgrounds. Durham students tend to start new businesses with their colleagues in college, engaging to competitions, hackathons, and other things. Some of it is departmental, some of it is college. So take advantage of all the networks that you have across the place. So on counseling, that's one of the services that we provide as part of student support, especially given it's a very fast-paced course, as it is every master's degree. We have to make sure that your mental health is in good shape. So we are always providing you with support you need. If it's counseling in the sense of careers counseling, yes, plenty of one-to-one counseling in that sense as well. And we also have DCAD, which is the wider support services around academic writing and other support that you international students in particular find incredibly useful. Was there anything else? Sorry, did I miss any bits of the question?
No, you have covered it very well. So I'll call out the next question. What are the core competencies and skills that student can expect to gain from the Master of Data Science program?
Actually, that's quite interesting because the university is in the process of putting something called the graduate skills attributes. So that's one of the links that Catherine will share with you guys in the chat. So we try to map all the different skills you see throughout the program to things that you will use in your further career or further degree, because some of our students do like to go and do a PhD after this. But we're training you to enter the job market. So develop your soft skills as well as the hard skills. So yes, you see all the classic techniques you would expect, say, for example, in machine learning, how to train a neural network, how to build a random forest, how to understand the mathematical foundation and the computational foundation of those, because all of these are going to change very quickly over the next few years. So it's about how do you learn how to use those tools, and how do you keep up with the evolution of the tools as you go. So you learn the range of technical skills, but also the soft skills that are necessary for you to be a successful data scientist.
Okay, so my next question is, how big is the Indian community at Durham?
Probably not as big as Manchester, that's fair to say, and Pooja will be able to give numbers more detailed. We have 10 students in the current cohort of MDS from India. So it's a growing cohort. We came to receive more students from your country to increase the diversity here in Durham, especially because we need more students to work on our sports projects and other fun things we have in place. Pooja?
Yes, so we have quite a sizable Indian community in Durham. And to talk about the specific cohort of MDS, Camila has told us that we have 10 students studying on that program. Just to give you an idea, I am not aware of the exact numbers. However, I can just give some examples of students who have recently celebrated Holi on campus. So the student union is very active, and then Indian students, they get plenty of occasions wherein they come together and celebrate social and festive events.
Yes, we have a range of events across colleges to celebrate all different landmarks and dates around the university. It's a good fun to engage with different cultures and also to remind yourself of what events are like back at home as well.
Okay, so next question is, can you provide examples of the alumni success stories from the program, particularly in terms of their contribution to the field or industry?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we work really hard to try to get our students recruited. So we have folks that have now gone to Microsoft or to Google. Finance is where most people end up being employed because that's where the high demand is. So banks across the UK and in the southeast of Asia. P&G, KPMG, and a few others. But we also try to encourage people to apply to the smaller SMEs around the UK, given that that's a great opportunity to almost lead your own team, given they're normally small communities and growing fast here. So Atom Bank is one of the places here in Durham. They're no longer an SME. They have more than 500 employees. Most of them are Durham University students or graduates. So we try to encourage that as one potential starting point. There are a number of other fintech startups around the region, both in Durham and Newcastle. So again, that's the other area we're trying to encourage people to engage with. Plenty of other opportunities, they appear during the careers fairs more broadly. People are being employed from the classic data analytics, data science roles you would imagine, but also plenty go to the roles that are the intermediates between the data science teams and the leadership teams on designing policy, how to communicate data science to a broader audience. So you're likely to become a broker of data science, which is a very important role and not many people can do that job. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Thank you for answering all the questions so well. I have covered all the questions from the YouTube chat box. Do you want to share any final words?
I guess I can talk a little bit about the research projects because I glossed over that during the presentation. So for the research projects, we have staff from across all departments in university proposing topics. So this year we had 102 projects, I think, proposed by 20 different departments across the university. So people bring their research questions that they would like to have a data scientist working on. alongside them. So, for example, there are 25 students working with chemistry this year. So most of the students don't have a chemistry background, but that's not relevant because they're training you on how to use the equipment, collect data, and they're interested to know what's the perspective that you bring as a data scientist to chemistry applications more broadly. The same, we have about 20 students working with classics and education, looking at data on students from across the country and their progression to higher education. So what makes essentially what do you need to learn in school to succeed more broadly. Then we have people working with biosciences. That's another big provider of projects. With sociology, psychology. So all departments are here to support you. Of course, if you have your own project in mind, you can also propose that project and we try to match that to your supervisor. If you already have an employer and you're here to be retrained or improve your training, then we facilitate industrial projects as well as part of your training. So there are plenty of opportunities. You're going to work in groups, but you have to write your own dissertation and find your own research project as part of that. But there are plenty of communities in place to facilitate that work throughout the summer. So I'm guessing that's what I have to say about projects. Have we got any other questions around that area?
No, we don't have any questions, but if I will get any questions, I will surely share the question on email with you.
So could you share the email address for MDS? So if anyone wants to have a one-to-one conversation either with me or one of the stream leads, please feel free to email us. We can also answer questions by email. But yes, we're open to talking to students directly as well.
Sure, I will share your email ID with the students so they can contact you directly through email. Thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable time. All the audience, if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact the SI UK India office. For more update, do follow us on our social media handles. Bye bye. Take care.